on the alcohol, blame it on the vodka, blame it on the Henry, blame it on the booze, got you feeling dizzy, blame it on the alcohol, blame it on the alcohol, blame it on the booze, got you feeling loose, blame it on the track, got you in the zone, blame it on the
Guys, I hate this song.
Excuse you?
It's just like excusing your behaviour when you're drunk.
Okay.
No.
It's still maybe, but it's still a fun song.
Yeah, it's a tune.
Exactly.
Pretty good. And
Yeah,
you
but
can't really fault Jamie
what it's
Foxx.
saying, I don't agree with that.
Actually, I kind of get what you mean.
Like it's saying like you can do whatever just because you're drunk. Like
True. Well, that's why you shouldn't drink too much.
Yeah, but I guess it depends on what you're drinking.
Actually, that's kind of true. There's like loads of different types of alcohol, like wine, beer, spirits. Actually, a lot of teenagers, they drink alcopops.
What the hell is alcohol? It's like fizzy drinks, but it's alcohol.
Yeah.
I like the vodka.
Like when you mix like vodka and like Coke together, something like that.
Right. But most of the time, people my age just drink the JD or the vodka. Anything over like 30%, really.
Yeah, like isn't vodka like measured in units and that?
Yeah,
Like-
I don't know what that is.
Oh, well, like units depends on what like alcohol you're drinking. Like a shot of any spirit, like I don't know, vodka would be 1 unit. About half about like half a glass of beer, pint of beer, and like if you had like when people fill up wine like to about here, like a small glass of wine, that would be a unit of like.
Yeah, isn't like 1 unit supposed to take an hour for the whole thing to pass through the body? And we're only supposed to drink like 3 units a week or something.
Yeah, here it says that alcohol, it blocks the blood flow and increases blood pressure. That's a man thing, you know.
I love we're laughing.
You know, it's a bad
Man
thing.
thing.
You know when people get drunk, innit? They always try and reach for something and they miss. It's like the hand-eye coordination just like booms. Like look, try these on.
What's that?
Basically.
They're drunk goggles.
They're big. Okay.
Big goggles.
Big
They're
goggles, yeah.
big goggles. It basically like it makes you feel like you're drunk when you wear them. Like walk around.
You look fine.
Hey, listen, man.
Wait, go on. High five me. We have to. We actually have to. Guys, but like especially for girls, alcohol's bad because it can get spiked with other drugs. Like, what if you're in a club and someone puts something in your drink and then you get date rape?
Like,
Oh yeah, I've heard
Yeah,
about that.
I've heard about
Exactly.
it.
That a YouTuber took a drink from some random woman and she didn't, and like he woke up the next morning completely naked on his own bed without knowing a single thing that happened. But he's just grateful that the fact that he took it rather than like the person who it may as well have been intended for, because it was obviously roofied. So he probably just saved somebody's life or something, because somebody else could, like if it was a girl for example, they may as well have been violated.
Yeah, true.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or anybody else. It could just not be sexist or whatever.
Yeah, that's so true.
And also, guys, it says here that like if people drink a huge amount, they can lose consciousness and they can choke on their own vomit and die.
That is actually a horrible.
I know.
I've heard about that.
Because like if you pass out and then like your body's obviously reacting to the alcohol and you start throwing up, but you're half passed out, you can't get up. And so
I've heard of that too, and it's not even vomit. It's like you can choke on your own tongue, like if you're.
yeah, it's more can go back. Like it's
They have to like it's when you do
That's
CPR,
so
you have to like
nasty.
make sure the tongue's full.
That's why
It's really serious.
I think it's the most dangerous probably at house parties or huge clubs, because like because people are so in the moment, they don't really seem to want to help anybody else.
No, like,
That's why I thought that's what you're
Like,
supposed
I've
to
seen
do.
before, like when people sometimes like they can just pass out on like the couch and stuff, and at
Yeah.
first you think, oh, they're just like
Sleeping
you know,
or something.
or they're sleeping, or like it's just they can't. Sometimes they've passed out because they've had too much to drink.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't go to check if they've like thrown up or they're
Yeah.
choking on their tongue
Yeah.
or.
and it's not only that, guys. Like it can cause a lot of aggression as well. Like guys can have street brawls, or they can be more aggressive when they approach women. And if they have a family and they go home, then it can cause a lot of domestic violence.
I know someone who was in a car accident, and like they basically like dislocated a disc on their spine, and they didn't even realize because they were so like pumped that they just went to a party and they'd been drinking. Obviously,
Seriously?
yeah.
Wow, they had a
No,
dislocated-
they had been
okay.
at a party.
Yeah, yeah.
They were in the back of the car, and like obviously had an accident. Like the driver was sober, but they had an accident, and they went out and they were like, oh, I need to pee. So he kind of like went off to the side, and then he fell, and then everyone was just like, what's happened? They took him to hospital, and like he's like paralyzed from the waist down because he didn't know. He didn't know. He was so out of it that he didn't know, and he was so hyper that he didn't feel any pain. And the problem, the reality is, if he had like stayed in the car, or if he hadn't been drunk, or like you know, he probably would have been fine.
That's crazy.
Mad thing.
Awkward silence. Wait, so if like you know, alcohol causes like all this stuff, I don't know, cancer of the mouth, throat, esophagus, breast cancer, woman, a stroke, heart disease, high blood pressure.
Okay,
That's a lot. It's a lot, yeah. Wait, so why do young people still drink?
I think especially like within like the media and especially the music industry, like lots of people like promote alcohol, especially the like more highly endorsed alcohol, for example like Ciroc or like Bel Air. Have you heard of them alcohols?
No.
Okay, well like celebrities do kind of like endorse those kind of alcohols, and it does make like young people think, oh, like, I want to try that, this, that looks nice. So I think those are the reasons why young people like do like get involved in alcohol and drink that much at that level.
But it's also down to peer pressure.
Yeah, like did I tell you about that guy? The one who he went to a party and he doesn't really drink a lot, like he's kind of a good boy or whatever, and basically he went to a party with all his boys and they kind of made him feel like he had to drink. I'm sure like lots of you might have been through that as well. And then he got to this party, they made him drink, and he saw a girl he liked, and he basically kind of went up to her. He got confident, like everyone does when they're drunk, and they went upstairs. They kind of planned that one would go after the other so it didn't look too obvious, so no one would say anything. They went upstairs and they went into a room. You guys can kind of tell what happens next.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Not really.
that okay, well
They're a little party upstairs.
they did, but it wasn't really all fun and games because the next day he woke up on the bed by himself, and he saw that the girl left her stuff there. So he was going through her phone and it had like cards at the back. You know when people put their stuff at the back of the phone case? And there was oyster, but it was an 11 to 15 oyster.
Oh.
No.
Wait, how old was he?
He was 19.
What?
So he wasn't really expecting that like the girl hadn't done her GCSE, so that was really awkward.
Wow.
That was awkward, guys. No, but in all seriousness, like he could get done for that. That is basically rape because she's not of age.
These situations, they usually happen and everything, but in my opinion of alcohol is that, well, I mean, since it's been around for years and years and years and everyone's grown used to it, it's now become part of the social norm. We should just generally just accept the fact that it's there, and yes, we can use it to have a good time. However, we should always remember that we do have limits. Everyone has a limit, and that we shouldn't really cross these limits, because sometimes it could really cause, there could be very dire consequences for everyone.
She put her body on me and she keeps